Hello students, in this video I would like to discuss about bottom-up parsing. A bottom-up parsing corresponds to the construction of a parse tree for an input string beginning at the leaves, that means the bottom, and working up towards the root. Anyway, you all know parsing is the process of generating parse tree. Here we are generating parse tree in bottom-up order. That means we are starting from the input string and we are constructing the parse tree. It is convenient to describe parsing as the process of building parse trees, although a front-end may in fact carry out a translation directly without building an explicit tree. So here's an example for bottom-up parsing. So here's the grammar. This grammar is already familiar to you. So I'm trying to generate bottom-up parse tree for the string id star id. So you look at this id star id. First, here the production f derives id is applied. So I will get a tree like this. After that, I am applying t gives f production. Next, I am applying f gives id production. So next, I am applying this production t gives t star f. So I will got a tree like this. Then I am applying the production e gives t. So in the end, I got a parse tree where the leaves are id star id. So actually we started from the input string, then we generated the parse tree. In the earlier videos where we discussed top-down parsing, we started from the starting symbol. From there we reached the leaves or at the bottom. So you just look at the sequence of the productions. Here id star id, then it is converted to f star id. That means this id is replaced by f. Then it becomes t star id. Actually we are looking at the topmost level. That means this f is reduced to t. Then this t star id, where this id is converted to f, that is t star f. Then this entire t star f is converted to t using the production t derives t star f. From that I have come up to e. So this is the order in which I developed the bottom of parse tree. Now we just look in the reverse direction. You just invert these arrow marks. From e I derived t. From t I derived t star f. In t star f, this f is replaced by id. Then again from this t star d I replace t with f. In f star id I replace this f with id and I got id star id. So here if we look at from right hand side to the left hand side, we are applying the rightmost derivation. From e I generated t. I am saying in the reverse order. From e you just imagine I derived t. From t I derived t star f. Then I got two non-terminals, t and f. Here I actually replaced f with id. That means I applied the reduction in the rightmost symbol. So it is rightmost derivation. So we can define bottom of parsing like rightmost derivation in reverse order. So I am applying the production in this order from left to right. So when you look at the reverse direction, it is actually rightmost derivation. So the goal of bottom of parsing is therefore to construct a derivation in reverse. Next topic is reduction. We can think of bottom of parsing as the process of reducing a string w to the start symbol of the grammar. So earlier we saw our string is id star id. In the end I reduced it to e. At each reduction step, a specific substring matching the body of a production is replaced by the non-terminal at the head of that production. So at each step we are actually replacing some part of the string by a non-terminal. So if you look at that, here this id is replaced by f. Here so id can be considered as a string and it is replaced by f. If we look at this tree, I got t star f. That entire t star f is reduced to t. That's why a specific substring matching the body of a production is replaced by the non-terminal at the head of their production. The key decisions during bottom-up parsing are about when to reduce and about what production to apply as the parse proceeds. So here we have a number of productions, and also we have some intermediate steps. What we have to decide here is when to reduce a substring and also which production we have to apply. So next is handle pruning. Bottom-up parsing during a left to right scan of the input consists of a rightmost derivation in reverse. So we already discussed about this. Informally, a handle is a substring that matches the body of a production and whose reduction represents one step along the reverse of a rightmost derivation. Here we are going to discuss about handle. So I will try to explain with the help of an example. The example here considered is id star id. For understanding purpose, I am just giving some subscripts id1 and id2. So here first handle is id1 because we are going to replace a substring by a production. So this id1 will be applied with the production f gives id. So that id1 will be replaced by f. Again, I am applying some reduction in the second line. So some reduction is applied to f, that f is converted to t by applying the production t gives f. Here also the meaningful substring is f, so handle is f. Then t star id2. Here this id2 is applied with the production f gives id. So here handle is id2, so this id2 is replaced by f. Next again we are looking for a handle. Here we are taking this entire string as handle t star f. So handle is t star f. We are applying the production t gives t star f. So that will be converted to t. So in this production t alone is a handle and we are applying the reduction e gives t. So in our example I have added subscripts tokens id for clarity. The handles during the parse of id1 star id2 according to the expression grammar. Although t is the body of the production, e gives t. The symbol t is not a handle in the sentential form t star id2. So here you look at this line t star id2. Here we can apply some e gives t to this substring t. But if we apply that production, we will not get the desired result. So that's the meaning of this line. Although t is the body of the production, e gives t. Body of the production means right hand side of the production. The symbol t is not a handle in the sentential form t star id2. Here in t star id2, t is not a handle because if we take t as the handle, we will not get the desired result. That's why I took id2 as the handle. If t is replaced by e, we would get the string e star id2, which cannot be derived from the start symbol e. That's what I told you. We are not going to get the desired result. Thus, the leftmost substring that matches the body of some productions need not be a handle. So from this it is clear that always the leftmost substring that matches the body of some production need not be a handle. Here actually this t, that is the leftmost substring of this production, is matching a reduction e gives t, but t is not a handle. A rightmost derivation in reverse can be obtained by handle pruning. So this process of obtaining the rightmost derivation in reverse is called handle pruning. So if you know the word meaning of pruning, it will be more clear. Pruning means trimming or reducing. So here from id1 into id we reached e. That means we reduced it to the starting symbol. And with these things will be more clear when you study the bottom-up parsers in detail. So there it will be clear why we didn't choose this t for reduction. So how we will make these decisions. So those things will be clear when you study the bottom-up parser in detail. Next is shift reduce parsing. Shift reduce parsing is a form of bottom-up parsing in which a stack holds grammar symbols and an input buffer holds the rest of the string to be parsed. So it is very similar to top-down parsing where we have a stack and also we have an input buffer. As we shall see, the handle always appear at the top of the stack just before it is identified as the handle. So we already studied about handle, and the handle will always appear at the top of the stack. We use dollar to mark the bottom of the stack and also the right end of the input. During a left to right scan of the input string, the parser shifts 0 or more input symbols onto stack until it is ready to reduce a string of grammar symbols on top of the stack. So this statement will be clear when you see this example. While the primary operations are shift and reduce, there are actually 4 possible actions a shift reduce parser can make: shift, reduce, accept, and error. Shift means shift the next input symbol onto the top of the stack. Reduce means the right end of the string to be reduced must be at the top of the stack. Locate the left end of the string within the stack and decide with what non-terminal to replace the string. Accept means announce successful completion of parsing. Error, discover a syntax error and call an error recovery routine. The use of a stack in shift reduce parsing is justified by an important fact: the handle will always eventually appear on the top of the stack. So I will try to explain this shift reduce operation with the help of an example. So here the input is id star id, and it is, for understanding purpose, it is written as id1 star id2. So there is a dollar to denote end of the string, and also there is a dollar to denote stack is empty. Here the first operation is shift. That means this id1 is shifted to stack. Then we will check whether we can reduce id1. So this is reduced by applying f gives id. So this id1 is replaced by f. Then we will check whether we can reduce f. F is reduced by t. So f becomes t. So next step is we are shifting star. So star is pushed to stack. T star can't be converted to any grammar. Next remaining symbol is id2. So that id2 must be shifted to the stack. So I got t star id2. So you just now read the point. The right end of the string to be reduced must be at the top of the stack. So I already told you there we are replacing some substring. So the right end of that substring will be at the top of the stack. So this id2 will be some part of that substring. So that id2 will be reduced by applying f gives id. So that id, instead of id2, it is replaced by t star f. Again you just read this point, the right end of the string to be reduced. Earlier only id2 is in the string. You just consider the case of t star f. This t star f is considered as a string. So the top of the stack contain f. So just below that we have star, just below that t star f. So if you consider t star f, that is the string to be reduced and that appear in the top of the stack. So when you look at the stack, the right end of the string to be reduced must be at the top of the stack. Locate the left end of the string within the stack. So next we have to locate the left end of the string. So here we know we can't apply some production of f because it will not give the desired result. So we are moving towards the left, but we can't reduce star f. Again we are moving towards the left. So we are considering t also. Now I got t star f. So this t star f can be replaced by t. So reduce by t gives t star f. So t star f will be replaced by t. Again reduce this t by e. So in the end I got e. So now the stack is empty. So we can say it is accepted. So accepted means the parse tree is generated. So once again I will try to explain this point. The right end of the string to be reduced must be at the top of the stack. So some substring has to be reduced. So that substring part will be always in the top of the stack. That means, so the right end of that substring will be always the top of the stack. So if it is f means it is the right end of the substring t star f. So what we have to do, we have to locate the left end of the string within the stack. So that substring is inside the stack, so we have to find the left end of the substring. Here left end of the substring is t. So we are reducing the t star f by t. So that's an important point to understand in this slide. So here t star f is the handle. Here ID2 is the handle and it appears in the top of the stack. Here also we applied reduction. ID1 is in the top of the stack. So always the handles appears in the top of the stack. So if we compare this table with the earlier slide, it will be more clear. There we discussed about the handles. Here how we reduce the handles and how we shift the input symbols to stack is discussed. So two major operations are shift and reduce. Along with that we have accept and error. In future we will study different types of bottom-up parsing. There we will apply this shift operation and reduce operation based on the parsing table. This is all I want to share in this video. Thank you.